All right, let's talk about Brock Purdy. We start this show off the same every Tuesday. You give number updates. Now we're at the end of the season, so really this is probably the last time we're going to do this. And quite frankly, I mean, it was a great season for Brock Purdy. But why don't you give us the final update of the season, where he stands in the whole quarterback conversation statistically?
Yeah, he's jumped up quite a bit in completions. He's up to 13th now, up 3 spots. He's been consecutively just jumping up in that area. So he has 286 completions, which is 13th in the NFL, and over only 20th in attempts with 440. He jumped up 1 spot there, but 3 spots in completions, which means he's continuing to convert at a high clip. That's why his completion percentage is 4th in the NFL at 69.4. In yards, he's 2nd. Which is the same position he was in last week with 4,280. Average still in first, 9.6 per. Yards per game, 5th with 267, same spot as last week. Long, down 2 spots. Again, that one's probably the least important on this whole thing. 76-yard is his long for the season, down 2 spots, but again, not very important. Passing touchdown 2nd with 31, just behind Dak Prescott, same as last week. By 1 spot. I think Dak has 32. Interceptions, he's tied for 20th with 11, which is up 6 spots. He was 26th. And so sacks, he's tied for 6th. What does this say? He's tied for 6, up 6 spots. So he's improved in that area. He didn't get sacked at all last week. And then sacks for loss, he's 3rd, which is really good. QBR rating 1st for both, 72.7 and 113. He's still, if we're looking at trends, and I think we can talk a little bit about what he's going to be doing in the Rams game. I don't suspect he's going to be playing the whole game. I really doubt it. But he is trending right now, 4,547 yards, 33 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions.
Yeah, it's a hell of a season, man. It's a hell of a season. I want to talk about, because I made a tweet and people really have problems with comprehension. So I made a tweet yesterday and I said that the number, because he broke the 49ers passing record for a season.
Yeah.
And what I said was the number itself is not impressive. It actually ranks 132nd. So Jeff Garcia's 49ers passing record ranked 132nd prior to Brock Purdy breaking it. And what I said was, going forward, I actually think this is the beginning, and Brock Purdy, assuming he's going to be the quarterback for the foreseeable future, I think he's going to break that record multiple times over. Like, if he's doing it in year 2, next year it'll probably be more, the year after. Like, he's going to continuously break that number. That number for the 49ers franchise was like, I think 26 other teams had a higher mark. So what I was saying was the record itself was not impressive. The number was not impressive. What Brock Purdy is doing in year 2, very impressive. So I wanted to make sure that there's a clear distinction there. And that's why I ended it by saying, hey, I think he's going to break it multiple times over, because what he's doing individually is impressive. But that number, that yardage number, is not an impressive number. It's just not in the annals of history.
Yeah, I think how I look at it really is that it speaks to how much of a drought the 49ers have had in regard to quarterback play over the last 23 years, right? Because that record should have been broken a long time ago. But the fact that it hasn't been broken in that long speaks to how bad it's been at the quarterback position for the 49ers. 49ers finally have a quarterback that's able to, compete at a good level. And so, it's remarkable what Brock Purdy has done. But overall, in general, the 49ers total passing yard record hasn't been that great. And I think that's what you meant.
Yeah, basically saying like, hey, listen, it's crazy that it hasn't been broken before, because it's an impressive number. Like, it's the Bears and a couple other miserable franchises that are behind the 49ers, or were behind the 49ers, until Brock Purdy broke it. And like I said, he's going to continue. He'll probably break it again next year, the year after that, what have you. And every time he does, he's going to push that number further and further up where it should be to be a respectable number. But it wasn't that respectable until he broke it. It just wasn't, But what he's doing is very respectable. And so I just wanted to make sure that I was crystal clear about that because, this is airing on Twitter and we get to see the Twitter comments now and,
Oh, yeah.
people can come check it out. But yeah, that's basically what I meant by the tweet. Either way, fantastic season for Brock Purdy, fantastic season for the San Francisco 49ers, more importantly. And they are the number 1 seed for the first time since 2019. Pretty damn awesome, I would say. How crazy would it be? How crazy would it be if Harbaugh and Shanahan win their championship in their respective areas of coaching in the same season? That'd be kind of nuts, right?
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool, man, because we have that nostalgia for Harbaugh. When I was writing for Bleacher Report, he was the coach there. Well, actually, I got to start with the end of the Singletary era and
Mhm.
then go into the Harbaugh era, and that's when I stopped, was during the Harbaugh era. So I got to experience quite a bit of Harbaugh, and now we've had 7 years of Kyle. So definitely relatable to both of those guys. Yeah, I'm not a big college football guy, to be honest. I just too busy to dive into a whole nother sport, even though it's football, but it's a whole different, it's college versus NFL. But when I tune in, I love to watch Harbaugh just because there's a little bit of nostalgia there.
Yeah, absolutely. He's I don't know. He's doing a great job. I hope they win it. I think Washington's probably going to beat him, but we'll see how it goes. Charles has become a member. Thank you so much, Charles. Appreciate you. Saw your message that followed that up. Really do appreciate you. And Matt says, I'm still arguing with meatheads on Twitter. It'll never end. Just here's a word of advice for me, or from me to you, I should say. On Twitter, you're never, ever, ever going to win an argument. Even if you feel like you're the last person that responded and you won, it's going to take so much out of you that you're not actually going to win. So here's what I would do. If you have a take, it doesn't matter what it is, it's going to be controversial. You could say the sky is blue and somebody's going to be like, well, I live in such and such and the sky is gray, so you're wrong. Doesn't matter what the take is. If you don't want to deal with it, tweet what you want to tweet, mute the tweet so you don't get any of the responses and go about your day. That's it. Like, that's what I do. I just say what I want to say. I don't really care about the responses, so I mute the responses, and that's that. So there it is.
I wish I had that discipline. Jesse's been giving me that advice for a while now. I just can't. Sometimes when I have time, man, I just want to get into it. I enjoy it a little bit. So many people tell me to do what you just said to do. So many good people, like Bonte Hill hits me up, like, dude, just chill out, man. Like, leave those,
Yeah.
ignore them. And I'm like, I just can't, Bonte. I just can't.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not acting like I'm above it. There are times that I get in the weeds, and I do. I mean, for the most part, I like to interact with people, so I hate taking that approach. But I also know that what I'm going to say is going to be received by a fan base as a slight in some manner. If you don't glaze everything that the 49ers do, then you're a hater. And so I'm going to say what I want to say, and I'm going to mute the whole thing, and that's going to be that. So there you go. And then I will elaborate when I'm over here and people can actually read the tone and all of it together and then come with their own thoughts about what my opinions are. So that's just
I like
safer.
your approach. I like your approach. It's smarter. It's better. I just I have a problem doing it. In my mind, I know it's the right thing to do. Right.
But you just won't do it. I got it. I got it.
Yeah.